Hello everyone, it's me Christine again, coming to you live from the corner of the screen, because I gotta go over there, because we got work to do. Can I get a little audio check? How do I sound? Alive and unwell? A little unwell. Just checking in with this mic that's on my shirt. It's weird. Hell yeah, tea time, right? There's been a few different types of tea times. Audio sounds good. You sound alive. Okay, well, it depends, you know. Am I still a machine? Am I alive? This is the question we all ask ourselves. What is being alive? You're not crazy, you're just a little unwell, exactly. All right, well, come on in, everyone. It's Saturday. I'm here to remind you that another week has gone by. That's my job here as an influencer streamer. So we're just gonna chill, chat, continue to unpack that I acknowledge has been my content for the past 5 months, but this is what happens when you move, you know? And you have 3,000 of something, of anything. It's gonna take time. I know you haven't unpacked all those books. I bet you like every person who's moved at least once in their life either never unpacked a box of books at some point and is still sitting there in their house, or it took them like 6 months to finally do it, right? Like, this is normal, okay? So I'm just like everyone else, you know, YouTubers, they're just like us, except my books are nail polish. And I also have books that I actually just unpacked. Didn't I share that like a few weeks ago? We finally got like a bookshelf and unpacked some books in there. And I did take a few pictures of that. Maybe you'll see that soon. So welcome on in to the Menchie Gang, to the mods, to the cats, to the dogs, to your moms, to everybody, to your babies, to the Gen Zers, to the Gen Alphas. Don't know why they're here on a Saturday, but you know, skibbity toilet, Riz. Cheers. All right, everybody. I guess I could tell you about golfing first, or maybe we could, like, I feel like once I start unpacking, I'm gonna just talk about the nail polish, so whatever you guys are feeling. 5 days in count, oh, I see what you're feeling. Okay, no one cares about golfing or whatever drugstore nail polish I have. They just wanna know when the next HOLO THERE launches. It's incredibly soon. I'm wearing one of the cremes plus Scorched Earth, our shimmer topper on top. You already know this though. You've seen this on my Snapchat stories, but it does look very cool in all different lighting. It looked the coolest actually on the golf course yesterday. If you check my Snapchat or Instagram stories, I posted, we didn't take that much footage, you know. Jen was fired as my content creator. Jen, my sister. Hold on, let me back up. Bad storyteller. My sister Jan hosted like a mini golf tournament thing that wasn't really a tournament because nobody won or lost. It was just vibes. Like, literally didn't even count. Don't know how many times it took me to get the ball to the hole. Don't care. And it was just a fun little thing that she put together for some ladies. She called it a clam bake. I also had to ask, what, like, is this seafood? Like, what's going on? And then she explained it to me why it was called a clam bake. And I was like, oh, okay, I've literally never heard of that. But okay, clever girl. I'll let you guys figure that out. Anyways, just a mini ladies golf tournament that she and a couple girlies organized. And I was like, oh, here, let me give you some HOLO Taco stuff. So we sponsored the very official league event and gave everyone who attended the golf a HOLO Taco rock candy collection box, because I still had some stashed away. And everyone got a slippers case, or like the little satin bag that it comes in, because then I use that as like the loop bag. And then inside that, they all got a hand cream, nail oil cartridges, mini glass file. I know, don't yell at me, but like I had like 20 of them to give to people, okay? I just don't have the thousands that you guys need right now. And yeah, and that was it. And they were all like, what, why? Like, so they were very excited, and I wore rock candy on one hand just to be like, yeah, it's this. You know, not this. You're not getting this. You're not getting our new stuff yet, sorry. But, you know, they got rock candy. It's still the summer. The weather was nice. It rained on some people on the course, but not on my team. So I don't know what that says. I guess our vibes were the best. So clearly my team won. I was on a foursome team. That's how that works in golf. You play in fours. And I was with my sister Jen and two of her friends. And I never golf. Like, I don't golf. I don't know which, like, no idea. It looks like baseball, but it's a longer stick and it's metal. That's what I understand. The last time I golfed was for a tournament that happened for like in my dad's honor or whatever, like a few years ago, shortly after he passed away. And like, I wasn't really playing because I don't know how to golf, but I was just there, you know what I mean? And before that, I think I fake golfed for a video that we put on the main Simply channel, like riding around in the carts, not knowing how to hit a ball. So I do not golf. I don't go to the driving range. I know how to mini putt. Mini putting's fun. You know, that's easy enough. Grew up doing that. But I'm not a golfing lady. And I was kind of surprised that like I actually hit balls and they went far. Like I got air a few times. Maybe not in the best direction. You know, a couple of them went in the forest or the water, whatever. But like it didn't take me 8 million hits to complete the goal. You know, get the little white ball in the hole that's like really fucking far away. that's real golf. Instead of a mini putt where like it's within walking distance. No, this walking distance was 21,000 steps long walking distance because we played 9 holes and no cart. My sister said no cart. She said no cart, we're gonna walk. I was like, okay, 21,000 steps later, my feet hurt. Why am I standing? Bruh. Don't mind me. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's not that she couldn't get a cart. Our other team members had a cart, the two of them. But she was like, it'll be fun, we'll just walk. And I was like, okay. I don't mind walking, like I like walking, but holy shit, my feet actually hurt now. You can tell you got hella sun. I mean, I put on sunscreen. My hair is quite nasty, so I just don't mind this, whatever the fuck this is. I just put it up. And Ben this morning was like, your hair looks very presidential. I'm just like, what does that mean? Does my hair look presidential? I just put on a stupid little band and then went like this, because it's like half greasy, half whatever. I just didn't have time to shower. Okay, I slept in, guys, you know. The clam bake. I have clammed hair now. So yeah, golf was not bad for me. And I think my teammates expected me to like be absolutely terrible, and they seemed surprised that some balls went in the air. I actually hit one over a lake once. Like I was like, I go like this and I'm like, what? How did it get in the air? I have no idea. And then the other times I would hit it and like it would suck. Like it would just like skirt the grass, just like a fucking rock that you skirt across the lake. So I have no idea how to repeat or recreate the good hits because it's just luck. That's how I feel. But like sometimes it worked. Sometimes the ball like almost went in my face. It just went by accident. Almost died. But yeah, we're here. So that was golfing yesterday. And I think my voice is tired from yelling. What was I yelling for? But I was more like yelling like at Jen or something, like, yeah, Jen, let's go. Get that ball in the air. Instead of 4, I was yelling, whore. No, I'm just kidding. That's sister jokes. No offense. Just sister joking things. Okay, so what are we doing today? Today we are continuing part 7 of my Unpacking All My Other Brands of Nail Polish series. As you know, we already unpacked all the HOLO Taco, although there will be more to add to the shelf very soon. We're gonna have to redo this. We're gonna have to redo this, which is very annoying because we just fit every single creme in here. And now it's not gonna fit anymore. It's not gonna fit anymore. Well, gotta build new shelves, no. So, HOLO THERE's done for now. Gotta continue unpacking all my other brands, and I'm gonna thread them up this side, and then I have another side eventually. So last week we started unpacking some Essies, and it occurred to me how much drugstore nail polish I have. So I'm trying to find the rest of my drugstore stuff to put here. No promises it's gonna be all drugstore, but I feel like that's maybe a good segmentation to keep together from an organization perspective. Wait, what? Repeat, please. Repeat what? You want to hear about golf again? All right, everybody. I hope you're relaxing, chilling, having a good start to your weekend, whether it's getting cold like it is for me now. Like, what the fuck? Summer's over. Winter is coming. Winter is probably going to be here in like 2 weeks. Fuck, I hate this weather. It was really hot, and now it's fucking freezing. It's like 12 degrees. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. 12 degrees Celsius. But in other places, I hear people complaining that it's still very hot. I love hot weather. I would prefer it. So I'm drinking my cozy tea. I definitely need a cozy tea for my voice today. It's like kind of rainy outside and dark where I am in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. The leaves are changing. There's like red on the leaves. And I was like, what? Stop. Except I do like the fall color palette. I'm drinking a Simply Special blend, which is black tea. Love a bold black tea in the morning, and just got some other stuff in there. But an inch of oat milk is how I like to do it. It kind of warms the throat. Yeah, I'm trying to show you without spilling it. You can see the color. Oh my God, don't spill. Okay, there. Don't trick me into spilling on you. Spill on you. Chad, good morning. Wake you up. It's been so hot and dry where I live that the leaves are extra crunchy when they fall. That's like my hair if I put product in it. You want summer to be over? What are we feeling? Are we done with summer? Is brat summer over? Is brat summer over? Is it demure fall? Mindful autumn. Mindful autumn? We needed a word for the autumn. You had brat summer, so what is fall? What is it? We're done with summer. We want a nice fall. Sophisticated fall, demure fall. Fall forever. Flat autumn. Brat fall? Okay, continuing with brat. No, demure. Okay, here, let's do a poll. What season would you prefer if we could choose? What season you want? Garlic? Paprika? Just kidding. Lol, JK. Brat summer. You want to hold on to brat summer? Or do you want a demure fall? Okay. Mindful. Thoughtful. For once, yeah, we only needed 2 options. So help me if this is a dark academia release. Help you. What kind of help? Will your jaw be on the floor? You need help picking it up? Here you go. I'm very excited for our next lunch. It's more like my color palette, which is dark. But it's maybe not totally what you expect, because it's not dark and like Polo everywhere. No, it's more sophisticated, intellectual formulas. Okay, as if a formula could have a brain that was highly intelligent and elite, what would they be? Okay. Simply love the fit today, do you? This shirt is like 8 years old. It used to be darker navy and now it's like a gravy. gray navy. That's not a good combining word because that's another word. Says Canada though. Very collegiate, very academic, very intellectual, very pedagogical. Be mindful, do your homework. Study hard or you'll fail at life. Okay, let's close the poll and then get to work, everybody. What season you want? 78% are calling for a demure fall. They say brat summer is over and it's time to be mindful. Time to step on the leaves and hear the crispy crackles. Time to go back to school and do your homework. Hand in your assignments on time. Good students don't show up to class late. They hand in their assignments on time. They don't use ChatGPT to complete them. They don't do plagiarism. Plagiarism is not very mindful. It's not very demure. It's very stupid. Don't get caught cheating in school this year, kids. That's like the Simplynailogical preaching education version of the demure mindful trend. Cheating is not very mindful. It's very stupid. You will get expelled. Remember when I used to make fun of like back to school prank videos or back to school videos where they would encourage cheating and like, you know, write on their thighs or something? And it's like, one of the examples was an influencer giving advice to their audience that you can cheat by wearing a skirt and writing like cheat codes or whatever on your thigh because your professor can't ask you to lift your skirt. Girls, stop. No. Where was the demure mindful then? I could have made a funny little bit there. There was also a teachable moment. Okay. Get to work, everybody. It's homework time. So, I realized I have more Essie. Remember last time I was talking about how much Essie I have and then it fit perfectly? Well, there's more. Oops. So, remember how we were also talking about 2-in-1 nail polish? I found them. I found my Essie Expressi quick dry nail color, where in the marketing I've seen at least, it's kind of, they just don't put on a top coat. It's just like, yeah, just color and then go. That's kind of the hook. So they're skinnier bottles. Here, let me just show you. Grab a pinkish one. It's like that. Skinny and tall, like a supermodel. This is average. This is a Giselle Bundchen type of bottle. Anyways, I have a bunch of these because these were definitely sent to me in PR. I don't think I've ever seen these personally. Maybe they just sold them in the States or maybe I just never looked. I can't remember, but I feel like the Essie Expressi bottles are less common, at least where I am in drugstores in Canada. Like this is the normal Essie. But these ones maybe are more in select stores. I don't know, but I got a ton of them in PR, presumably when they released these 6 years ago, 5 years ago. What is time? Don't remember. So, fuck me, what do I do? Like, do I start another shelf? I'm just gonna whip out what I have so I can kind of see the volume of what I have. But this is highly annoying, Essie. I would like to keep you on one shelf and I don't have enough for a full second shelf. Why you gotta do that? Why you gotta put me in this position? I'm gonna have to buy like 47 more Essies just to fill a second shelf, or squish you into one shelf, or just throw some of you out. I'm just kidding. I can't throw anything out, look at me. I don't know how to throw things out. I'm just doing a gut check on volume here. I think that's it, although I did pull these from a random bin. Okay, I think that's all the Expressis I have. That's like a lot but I doubled them up. I kind of think I don't love doing this idea, but I think I'm gonna make Essies in 3s here instead of 2. So if you, can I zoom you in at all? Yeah, kind of, okay. So see how I have like 1, 2? I could go like this and have 2 at the back and then 1 here. So I made my shelves deep enough so that the little riser guy here could fit 2 in a row, like 1, 2, and then 3. So I could stack them up. And I could do that just to save space. Will that reach my head? Yeah, okay, that's fine. Bear, lions and tigers and bears, oh my. Yeah, I'm sorry, Essie, we're gonna make you 3s just because I don't want these randomly here. Like, no, stop it. Okay. I already stacked in 3s on this side anyway, so. Just put similar colors together and everything will be okay. You know what some chatter said, and I think it's a brilliant idea and I will do it at some point, is they suggested why not go through my nail polish and find shades that are very unusable, like fully dried up, which I absolutely found some last time, and see if I can revive them. So I like that idea. I have a few, like there was like a pink Essie over there. So I'm just kind of keeping note of where I have them on my shelves, because I think that would be a fun challenge. Can I revive extremely old nail polish? And so generally speaking, you can. But then there's other nail polishes that are just like so dried. They're like rock hard inside. Like it's almost not worth it, the time and effort. But I just think it would be fun to see if I can. Yeah, can we bring them back from the dead? But it's like the ultimate challenge, not like the regular use case challenge where it's a little bit sticky or whatever. And then it's like, yeah, you can revive that. You don't need a new one. But some are just too far gone and you have to accept it. You know what I mean? And that's very normal in nail polish. Like you can't expect some nail polish to perform perfectly for fucking 15 years. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Okay, can I fit all these here? Yes, if I stack them in 3s. The color palette of these is so much less interesting than at least what I have from my main Essies. Like, never mind all the beiges over here, but some of the bold reds, the lilacs, the navies, baby blues, like those are kind of cool to me, or like even this like kind of pinkish orange. This, at least what I have in the Expressi line, is like way more muted neutral, like wall paint colors. Actually, that's what they remind me of. They look more like wall paint selections. Hello, Mac. Hello, Christine. How much do we need to set aside for school equipment? During the dark academic term, detectives need to plan. You know, well, everyone has a budget for school and textbooks, and how about if we have a couple options of different textbook courses? You know, maybe everyone wants to take all 8 classes, but then maybe there's people who just want like a package semester. Okay, 4 courses here, a little 4 courses there. Maybe you can choose. Or maybe you're like, I'm an A student, give me all fucking 8 classes at the same time, bitch, I can do it. And that was too much information, wasn't it? Now it's your turn to do math, deductive logic. How much? This will be tricky because there's some unknown variables. You don't know the formulas. But you could make some educated guesses. Not me having way too much fun with a academia related collection because I'm a loser. Just kidding. We're not losers. We are very intelligent weirdos. All right, I'm putting these in a beige wall paint to red brick palette order to pink. Oh no. Uh-oh. Is this not gonna fit? It could fit, it could fit, it could fit, it could fit. Wow, how many of these do you think Essie sold? It's like a more yellow, not pressed. Brave of them. So proud of them. Yeah, I'm not gonna have enough room. But I see I didn't do a triple stack on some of the Essies at the back. So I'm just gonna run them down the track to make a little bit of room. Let's put that there. Do this. Little zhuzhi. Okay, there. Now will I fit? Actually, I could kind of put them behind Gala. No one will know. Just hide them a little bit. There, perfect. Okay. I gotta change the bottle because I don't like the white text. It's annoying. Perfect! All Essies on one shelf. You could do a revival of old nail polish stream and test one of those nail mixer machines. Don't I have one? Didn't I buy one for an Amazon video? I'm pretty sure I did, right? Where is it, is the question. Is Christine wearing dress pants? Ew, why would I ever do such a thing? How dare you accuse me? These are like Lululemons from, I don't know, 8 years ago. These look like dress pants. Are you okay? They're like, whatever, the runner's fabric, but they're more like jogger. They're just like jogger stretchy pants. Dress pants. What? Yes, you did. A vortex mixer. Yeah, I bought one for the Amazon video, but where is it? I have to unpack. It's in a box somewhere. I have not unpacked all of the like random testing equipment paraphernalia that I've purchased for a variety of different video ideas or experiments. So all that's kind of still in boxes, but one day at a time, you know? Nail polish first. I feel like that's gonna be such a good relief. Like a whew, once all the nail polish is up, because those boxes are heavy and really hard to move around the room. And then I can start on other stuff that's not nail polish. That's just like dumb shit that I kept because I can't give anything away. But I will need to find a storage solution for the other side of this room to put not nail polish stuff in, because right now this solution is chaos. It is just in boxes. What other drugstore brands do you have? Let's keep going. Okay. So, I guess a good question is like, what is drugstore? You know, and I do think it's a bit of an amorphous definition regardless. This is China Glaze. I do have some China Glazes. And I mean, if you Google it, like what is drugstore nail polish, I don't think you'll find one universal answer. I think like one factor is it sold in what is commonly understood as a drugstore? So you could say yes, but then I also think occasionally there's a brand in a drugstore that you're like, I don't really consider that drugstore nail polish. I don't know why. But if it's typically just in drugstores and not available elsewhere, then you might call it a drugstore nail polish. So give me some examples. Wet n Wild for sure. Wet n Wild, Sally Hansen. Where the fuck are all my Sally Hansens? I have too many of them. I need to find those. Drugstore is polish I can buy at Shoppers. Yeah. Which is like a CVS, yeah. Sally, Essie, OPI. Although some people would consider OPI, I think they, at least their branding was trying to target more like salon. So like they were available in hair salons and stuff. So I don't know if OPI is as much. Revlon for sure. L'Oreal, yes. LA Colors, that's I think more in the States, but maybe, unless it's at the dollar store. Because if it's more at the dollar store, then it's not really drugstore. But I don't know, maybe sometimes some brands go back and forth. Salon Perfect, Rimmel London, yeah. LA Colors is dollar store. Okay, that's correct then. Doesn't L'Oreal own Essie? Yeah, but there's different brands, you know, under the major corporate conglomerates. Essence, Maybelline, yes, those are definitely drugstore. But yeah, generally it's like brands that we've all heard of, you know, that are in multiple different retailers, and that's the main way you get them, I think, is part of the criteria to fit into that definition. Like if you're like, oh, I would like to buy some Sally Hansen polish, where do you think of going? Do you go to their website to buy? Or do you just like go to the local drugstore? No, you go to the local drugstore. That's what I think is like, that's a drugstore brand. Never heard of Essence? Oh, it's like kind of cheaper price point wise. They have them in Canada too. Is it just in Canada? No, that's from the States, I think. Sinful Colors, another one too. Like no one goes to sinfulcolors.com and buys nail polish, right? They just go to the drugstore, I think. You correct me if I'm wrong. So I have a bunch of China glazes, and let's give, actually, what am I gonna do with this shelf? Because I have designer stuff on this shelf. I left this blank. And I should probably keep it kind of clean. You know what? I think I'm gonna put China glaze there because I want black caps kind of close to here. So we'll do that, yeah. Let me just open up or throw up everything I have. I don't have as much China glaze as I have Essies, so it won't be a full shelf. But we could do half of it and split it with something else. Now, most of my China glazes I purchased. I think I only got PR from them like once. So most of these are super, super old. Yeah, you can tell. Woohoo. Yeah, I don't know. Do they not really do PR? Or maybe just not for me. I'm not sure. The only ones I got from them, like everything else I bought, these were sent to me a long time ago because it was like their HOLO line. Yeah. And they wanted, I believe there was a proposal at the time made to do, but it was just not something I was interested in doing at the time. China Glaze does do PR, but they haven't had many drops. Okay. Yeah, you might be surprised to find out I only got product from them once. I don't know. Every other brand was like sending me stuff, of course, because you want influencers to, at their own discretion, maybe mention it, maybe use it. So it's very common to, you know, if you're very popular in any niche space for companies who make products, to send them for free. They call it PR, public relations is I guess what it's short for, but no one says those two words together. And I guess it's kind of surprising considering like so many other brands would send me stuff, but they just like didn't. I don't know why. Do you still receive PR from brands? Not really from nail polish companies, which makes sense. I'm not doing the same things content-wise as I used to do, and I have my own brand, so, you know, why are they sending it to me? I also am kind of glad that I don't get that much product, because as fortunate and wonderful as it was to constantly be getting free nail polish all the time, like that's incredible. If you're an influencer and you start getting stuff for free, it's like, what? I don't need to buy this. This is so fun. Like, this is amazing. I get to try everything. At a certain point, it kind of changes. Like, you do realize this is more of like a business ploy, and that there's some expectations, and or there shouldn't be, but sometimes brands kind of like are weird about that. And then over time, like, you just start having too much free stuff. Like, there is something as too much free stuff. And I know you cannot say that without firsthand acknowledging the extreme, like, 1% of people who are getting sent free shit because they are popular on the internet. Like, absolutely. Yes, understood. But if you are in that position and it's been years of you getting free stuff, it does feel wasteful. It feels like you're incapable of using all of it. There's a certain point where it's just not possible to use everything that you're getting. So yeah, after a certain amount of time, I was kind of like happy that like brands stopped sending, because A, I don't feel bad or weird, like I'm not gonna use it. B, I don't have any more space. And C, maybe that means they free up a PR spot for someone else. So I'm good. Fully good with not receiving nail polish PR. I still get some other stuff sometimes from like random companies. But for me personally, in my position, it was a lot. And I feel like I already reaped that benefit, was thankful for all of it, kind of moved on and have my own brand. So I am not mad at all. I am happy that people were like, let's not send it to Simplynailogical anymore. I'm like, great. I got my own brand. She's a bad bitch. Yeah. Hello friends, Christine, do you remember what your first nail polish was? At what point age did you know your nail polish special interest? That's a good question. I don't remember specifically ever being a child and thinking like, this is my first nail polish ever. But I think in high school, I remember Sally Hansen prisms, which I have somewhere. Don't know where yet. We'll get there when we get there. Sally Hansen prisms were the first time I was really interested in nail polish, because they were holographic or multi-chrome, but no one really used that marketing terminology per se at the time. But it was very exciting to me. It was just like shiny. They just called it like prism stuff, if you guys remember that. I will find them at some point and then we can share. But so that was probably when I was a teenager in high school, and I have a bunch of pictures of my nails from, not from high school, because I wasn't taking as many pictures then. But in university, I got really into painting my nails and taking pictures of it for a blog that now no longer exists. RIP. RIP to blogs everywhere. But it was when I was a teenager. So, just like 10 years ago. There. Organized. Rainbow-ish. So whenever I have a brand on its own, I try and do the rainbow within the brand. It's more complicated when we've got HOLO THERE, because we've also got like different collections, different formulas, so that's a different methodology. But within one brand, I'm just gonna do, if the bottle is the same, then it goes basically by the rainbow. I remember the Sally Hansen polishes with the diamond on the bottle. Was there a diamond on the bottle? Did Canada not get that? It had a gold cap. Did you mean to put the 3 with the designer polishes? Oh no. Thank you. Why? What? That was just a holding place. Oops. No. That's China Glaze is not designer. I'm such a dum-dum. I'll kind of fix that up in a bit because it depends what I put beside it. We're gonna have to see, you know, there'll be some movement, moving around. Do you keep nail polish even if they've gone bad? Yes. Not all of it though. Like, there's some Essies in here that have gone bad, but I don't, maybe I'll keep them and see if I can do a challenge, right? To revive them, so that's kind of fun. I am not a normal person though, right? Like, you have to understand the context of the situation. When I answer this, it may not be applicable to the average person. Because like, why would a normal person keep nail polish that's gone bad? I keep it because it's part of a display of a collection, which is, or like the whole, you know, my brand basically. Not my brand, I mean my Simplynailogical brand being the girl with the nail polish shelves, right? So I need all of those in my background. It's like part of just the thing that you expect that's behind me. So I keep it for reasons more like that, and also for content. Like, well, what if I could make a challenge out of trying to revive polishes? So those are very different reasons than like the average person might choose to keep nail polish that doesn't work anymore. So when I say yes, I keep it, it's not like everyone should keep it, you know what I mean? There's some that like you just gotta let them go if it's time, if you've tried some nail polish and it doesn't work. It's all staging. Yeah, I'm like a professional house stager, but for nail polish. Okay, what's next? So, oh, Revlon, that's Drugstore. Let's take a look. What Revlons do I have? Wait, did Revlon die? Am I making this up? Did Revlon go out of business? I feel like I saw this. Don't listen to me. Someone fact check me. These are random Revlons. That's a purple glitter. Matte suede. That purple glitter is nice. Looks like Inside Job kind of, but not hollow. My first polish was a lavender chrome from Sally Hansen. Felt nostalgic about losing it, but then I found Iron Violet, which is way better. I remember the Sally Hansen chrome polishes, right? They in like chrome bottles. So do we know if Revlon still is a thing? Can't remember. I don't have that many Revlons, but these were all purchased by me. Never got Revlon PR. I think that's accurate. I don't want to say, I should never say never. Like maybe I did once and I forget. I don't think I got Revlon PR ever. I'm pretty sure these are all like just 15 years old that I purchased. Ooh, they did. Oh yeah, because I remember using these in videos. So they made a scattered holo taco that they didn't call scattered holo taco. It was called Transforming Effects. It says it on the cap. And it's essentially scattered holo taco. And I had it in my What's the Best Holo Top Coats video from, you know, 2017 or whatever, 16, 2015. They also had iridescent glitters. So this is not unicorn skin, it's a glitter. Meaning it's not an asymmetrical flake, it's a hex glitter shape, like a hexagon. Which is generally a little more readily available. And then they also had some, kind of like, exactly like China Glaze did, some holographic linears that have a holographic cap. And I remember testing these in a video. Fuck, what video was it? I remember thinking they weren't that powerful. Like the linear holographic flare in these Revlons was pretty weak. It had, it was more disrupted, like it wasn't as strong, that flame or flare that people refer to when you want like a pure linear holographic, and always use silver as your reference to judge it, because then there's no other colorants, because holo is silver at its core. So forget the colors for a second. Always judge a linear holo or a brand that makes linear holo by its silver holographic and how powerful it is. And I remember thinking this was like kind of watery down. Like it wasn't that powerful of a flame once it's applied to the nail. Don't judge it by the bottle. You got to put it on the nail. The bottle often doesn't look as hollow. Sometimes I find in a linear holo because it really depends on the glass shape, and that can just throw things off. That can be misleading in some cases. But put it on the nail, as it dries, that flame should really come out there. It was the testing holo glitter types nail polish video. Okay, thank you. Revlon still exists, parent company of Q-Tex and Sinful Colors, among other brands. There you go. Do they still make a lot of nail polish though? I can't remember the last time I walked into a drugstore and saw Revlon nail polish though. Maybe they decided the margins were not good enough. Like Sephora, who canceled Formula X. Does anyone remember Formula X? I have some bottles somewhere. I loved Formula X. Sorry, you can hear this. There. Back on my blog, I had so much Formula X that I would use. Yeah, you remember? Okay, so Sephora, you know Sephora. They had a nail bar, like a bunch of nail polish. They no longer have it. This was a thing like 10, 15 years ago. And they would stock some other brands, but it was like higher end brands. So they'd have like Dior, Chanel, but also Deborah Lippmann. And I believe they had Nails Inc. before Nails Inc. turned more into drugstore, because they're now available in drugstores. I think they still have Nails Inc., but a long time ago, that was like what they had. And then they had their own brand. Sephora had their own brand called Formula X, instead of just calling it like Sephora nail polish. They also had a Sephora nail polish, but I just think that didn't work out as well. But Formula X actually had some cool shit, and then they just stopped making them. Why? And instead they focused on color cosmetics like eyeshadows and whatever the fuck they make under the Sephora brand name. One can only assume it's because the margins were not good enough. One can only assume without any actual information that must be the reason. Oh my God, look what I just found. Okay, wait, will Americans even know this or just Canadians? Who shops at Loblaws or Loblaw, S or not? Okay, grocery store in Canada. Joe Fresh. Joe Fresh is, how do I describe Joe Fresh? It's like the brand created, was it created by Loblaws, which is just like a major grocery store? Yeah, they make like clothes that you can get for cheap while you're buying your spinach. My sister loves Joe Fresh. She always buys like their cardigans and like their t-shirts for work. She swears by Joe Fresh. I'm always like, oh, where'd you get that shirt? It's just like a really nice basic. She's like, Loblaws. So yeah, okay, Americans won't know what that is. It's like Zellers. Okay, thanks for the comparisons. It's like our biggest grocery store, Loblaws across Canada, has like a clothing department within it that's just like cheap basics. I say cheap, I just mean inexpensive. But like I get all my black socks there, I don't know. And they also started for a time making nail polish. I don't think they make it anymore, but as soon as they made some, I bought them all. And I'm pretty sure that I reviewed it on Instagram like back in the day. It's like Tesco, but Canadian. Okay, I don't know what Tesco is. But maybe Bob Loblaws started it. Okay. Bob Loblaws started it. Say that 10 times fast. No. Is it like Kroger? I don't know what Kroger is. Simply, you mentioned to let you know of nail polish collabs. Check out Karomi X Après Glow in the Dark Hello Kitty X Après. What did I ask to mention? I think I meant if it was like a big celebrity. Something like that. like that people would want to see me review, kind of like the MGK type thing. I don't know if people care about me reviewing Hello Kitty. Like, yeah, they do IP licensing. So does every Disney movie, you know? I don't know what Kuromi is though. Oh, they're a celebrity? Okay, I just don't know them. Hello Kitty is a celeb? What do you mean? No, it's not. It's a IP licensing. It's not a celebrity in the same way. I don't know what Kuromi is, so I just have to trust chat. It's from Sanrio. Don't know what that is. It's a character. Okay, character is not the same, is what I mean. It's the spicy. I have no idea what words you guys are saying. I'm just, no idea. Okay, just like you have no idea what Joe Fresh is, and you're missing out because they have great socks. Anyways, this is like grocery store nail polish. Okay, this is like drugstore, grocery store nail polish. They actually weren't bad from my memory. It was just iridescent flakes, not the best selection of them. That's just in a black base, so that's why they look like that. And these were their whitish flakes. They could have been more bold. I thought they were a little bland. But these shades were actually pretty good. There's like a kind of a gunmetal. One of them was hollow, one of them, this one has hollow in it. You just can't really tell from this angle, but from my memory, it was more like a gray hollow. And this is more like a shimmer, metallic-y shimmer, which was actually quite nice. Girl, your grocery stores have interesting names. Yeah, we also have Sobeys and Farm Boy and No Frills. They do have interesting names. Okay, I don't know where to put you, Joe, so I'm just gonna put you here for now. Actually, you have white caps and silver caps. Why, Joe, why? Okay, this is not drugstore. Oh, there's all my OPIs. Oh, I could put my OPIs beside the China Glaze because they're kind of similar. Yeah, let's do that. Revlon, you know, I just don't have enough of you. So I'm just gonna temporarily throw them here so I can kind of decide what to do. Maybe we move the camera over a little bit. I feel like I'm running behind chat too much. I'm hiding like that. How about that? Is that good? Yeah, then you can see the side better. Joe Fresh X Holotaku. Yeah. They could make me some socks too. I found OPI. Whee! Okay, here. OPI, everyone knows what that is. Now, OPI has sent me a lot of PR over the years. Like all these colors. I'm pretty sure that was like some Easter collection or some spring collection. And I feel like it wasn't even that long ago. Like maybe even just a couple years, like 2 years, that they were still sending me stuff. And I'm like, you haven't updated your list? But kind of like I was saying earlier, I just didn't have the time. And it's not really what I'm doing right now. Like I don't review nail polish collections from every brand. I don't think I ever did that, to be honest. I was never a channel that's like, I'm reviewing the OPI Spring Summer 2017 collection. Like I never made videos like that on YouTube, right? I was focused on a bit more like, when I say educational, I don't mean like take it that seriously, but like what's the best of all of these things, and not just like one brand's collection, let me talk about it. That just wasn't what I was interested in doing. And I made more like funny stuff, or like trying to do nail art, or like failing at this, or testing something dumb, right? That was my niche, not reviewing collections. I don't think I ever really did reviews in a serious way Like maybe on my blog, sort of, but even when I did my blog, I wasn't really doing a real analysis. I was just like, these are pretty, and I painted one on top of the other and did this, or something. So I was definitely not a resource anyways for people who are looking for sincere opinions about a collection. Yeah, you did not come to Simplynailogical for sincere opinions about formula of the latest OPI drop. Like, I don't care. I just looked it up. OPI was originally an acronym for Odontorium Products Inc. Really? That's such a weird... Odontorium? What does that mean? Sounds like auditorium. Yeah, I did trim videos. Not nail polish reviews. So that's also why it was kind of wild that all these nail polish companies were sending me stuff. Cause I was just like, why are you sending this to me? I'm gonna make a video on trim bananas next. But I understand, you know, at the off chance that I would mention their polish or use it, then they would take it. They would send it, thinking that there was even a chance is a good thing. I know I'm just kind of putting these wherever. I just need to lay out the colors. I think I have more though. Uh-oh, I got more. I have too many. This color does not sell well, right? Like, this is like a pearly yellow. Oof. I'd love to see the sales data on this one. It's like a pearlized yellow, but it's kind of green leaning. Hey, at least they made it. They probably made it because, you know, it was spring and people were like, ooh, Easter bunnies. And if you put it in the right collection, then people might buy it because it looks like it fits the palette, right? That's how we get yellows out. We put them in collections that fit. Ooh, I have some interesting ones from OPI. I have liquid sand. Okay, I'm gonna just put some of the weird ones and then show them to you. Some of the, you know, instead of the generic kind of basic ones. Here, actually, I'll come and show you some things. I'm just gonna organize the bland ones that we don't really care about. But speaking of nail polishes that need reviving, she looks pretty fucked. Look at her. Oof. Her clam is baked. This is Alpine Snow, which looks like I did use like the majority of it. This one I would have purchased myself. There's like our price, $3.95. What? You're telling me I got this for $4? Where? No idea. Obviously, I bought this one myself. It's a polar bear in a snowstorm. Ah! Almost died. Some top and base coats I'm gonna put aside because I don't want them out here with the others. There's a hollow glitter, there's a white. Just put that over there. OPI for $4, right? Where did I get that? Like TJ Maxx? We don't have those in Canada, so. Winners? HomeSense? So much progress already. Look, we're getting, well, this isn't organized or that. They're just kind of placeholders while I look for more. It's a polished mountain of glass. Okay, I gotta start putting them here just so I can see everything I have. I'm just trying to pull all the OPIs, but now I've kind of ruined it. Good morning. If you weren't already awake, you are now. This is me sorting through the bins. Are there any more OPIs? Oh, I found one, another liquid sand. Okay. There's kind of like a mix of weird things in here. There's some indies, but I'll save that. Well, wait, search for OPIs. Okay, I think that's it. All right, okay, let's go through some of the more interesting OPIs because it's kind of fun. So I have some nailies will remember this. This is My Private Jet, which I don't know, like I don't have the memory. If someone could research it, of when they released this, but nailies would always talk about My Private Jet for being a really pretty, almost black, but like dark gray linear hollow, but no one really, I think, was using that language like 15 years ago, maybe, or at least not as commonly, but it's just like a really nice, almost black hollow that kind of has a purpley undertone to it, just slightly. I feel like it's in between Rainbow Flood and Electrostatic. Like if you mix those, it would land somewhere in the middle. And I have two of them because I remember people saying like that the formula changed. So I had an original, I believe, and then I bought another one. So that's why the labels on them are not only different batch codes, but like very different, like design wise, because it had, I don't know, changed. Do they still sell it? Mm-hmm. You know, one of them does look like more fermented than the other. That's like a weird word to use. Oh my God. No, don't break my private jet. Okay. We'll try and show you up close. We almost died. Okay, you're not gonna really be able to tell in this lighting, so you'll just have to trust me. But one of them looks more muddied. It's actually this one that looks more muddied, that I think is the newer label. Which is not impossible. There's many different types of pigments that over time, even if you don't use it, like, I mean, maybe I used this once, that just kind of break down, and it's a combination of them being together. Like the pigment, whatever, is added together, and then in a liquid, there comes a period at point where they start to break each other down. And that's kind of like just not preventable if you are wanting to use a certain combination of pigments. The only solution is to separate all those pigments, keep them dry, and then mix them when you want to use it, which is just AKA a new batch. Yeah, they changed it. But like I've been kind of telling you guys over the past few years too, like, I don't think companies are like, yeah, let's just change the formula, it'll be fun. Like, no, I think it's usually for a reason, which is it could be very valid, it could be very logical, it could be their only choice, like they have to change the formula for a number of reasons, including the pigment vendor changed it, some rules changed, they had to sub something in, they realized something was not optimized, so then they had to fix it. Sometimes it's for price related reasons. So there's lots of reasons why companies will change formulas, and it's never asterisks, maybe, but likely never, because a brand is like, yeah, let's just change it up, fuck with people's heads just for fun. Like, no. All right, anyways, that's my private jet. I also have liquid sand. Does anyone remember this? I feel like Zoya, which I also have somewhere, did a lot of this, but they called it pixie dust. This is OPI liquid sand, which has caps that say liquid sand. But basically the polish would dry down very textured and gritty, like lumpy on purpose, like tiny little lumps like sand. What a terrible name. You don't like it? Liquid sand? I think it's kind of cool. The only thing that annoyed me with using these is like, if you put on a top coat, it would kind of smooth it out, but like kind of not. And then it was kind of just in between. So if you use them and you wanted them to really look like the intended effect, you weren't gonna use a top coat. And then it's like, well, now I don't have a top coat, so it's gonna chip and it's not as shiny as I would like. But then if you make it shiny, it's gonna kind of smooth it out. So it was a little like strange of a formula, I think, for people to really get on board with. I remember thinking that's what I found like kind of conflicting, like, but I want a top coat, but I can't put a top coat. So I'm confused. But it was an innovative idea. Like, I'll give them that. I like the idea of like, ooh, let's do like liquid texture that's like sand. My current HOLO taco combo is Love Spell with Aurora Unicorn Skin. Picked by the Polish Picker on Discord. It's so pretty. That sounds absolutely stunning and romantic. I like that. I think the concrete branding is better terminology. I've also heard leather. I think Nails Inc. had a leather, right? And their cap was like a fake leather. I think I have those somewhere. Hi Shrimply, our freckle queen. Hi Sophia, our Las Vegas queen. I ate dinner with you one night. We put on Sophia's Going to Every Gordon Ramsay, I don't know. Ramen, I don't know. Restaurant in Vegas. Put it on at the dinner table and was like, oh yeah, we're eating at the restaurant. Meanwhile, Tyler's like, oh my God, give me another beef Wellington. It looked like fun. It also looked like so much food. I know it's an edit. This is, like, I know this as someone who's edited videos, but even though I know that you ate food on different days and put it in the same video, watching it all in one video was like, I'm getting full watching this. How did they eat so much in one day? And then I'm like, it's not one day, you dum-dum. Anyways, you really made me full. So video success, making me full. So much food, so much Gordon Ramsay. You feel the same? Okay, I'm not alone. Even though I know it was filmed over different days. So many Wellingtons, oh my God. So when are we going? I don't know, when do you wanna go? You wanna go clubbing in Vegas? Should we do trying all the clubs in Las Vegas with Shrimply? Could be a good time, could be a good time. Trying all the shrimp cocktails. I want a seafood tower. I wanna fall off the seafood tower. Okay, we gotta organize my OPI. Ben would wanna get Dairy Queen. We have Dairy Queen here. We don't need to go to Vegas. Is it too cold to go to Las Vegas now? So, is there a weather person here? Is it too cold to go to Vegas? Let's do some pinks. And then I'm gonna show you these. Yeah. Big shrimp and bend your knees. What? You can go to Vegas whenever, really? It's in the desert? Oh, yeah. Guess that makes sense, doesn't it? Painting my nails while in the club in Las Vegas. Do you think they would kick me out? We're still 100 degrees in Vegas? Okay, I love it, I'm coming. New Year's Eve would be fun. Should we do New Year's in Vegas, or is that just stupid? That's like a tourist trap, right? They like probably charge you $1,000 for a basic hotel just because it's New Year's. It's like going to a place for Christmas, you know? It's overpriced. First week of January, after. Tourist trap, but I am a tourist. So, too many people. Hi from Boston, love you taco people. Shout out to the taco people in the chat. That's us. Am I a taco person? I live in a tourist trap? Wow, good luck. Okay, some more OPI. This one I bought because, do you remember? Gwen Stefani released a collab with OPI. Wait, is that what this one is? Oh no, I think I'm getting confused. What was hers? That's not this one, but she also had a silver. Where is it? Okay, this isn't, I lied. This is not the Gwen Stefani one. But looks like a Vegas polish. Okay, this, I lied, ignore me. But this is a chrome polish, and it says no top coat. Utilisez, c'est en français. Lay down that base, chrome. So this was their chrome polish where you had to use their base coat and then this and no top coat, which sounds familiar, right? Because when we released the one coat chrome collection, right here, oh, you can't see, sorry, it's off camera. Here, that's our world's first. They always look less chromy in the bottle because the pigments are wet and not slicked down on the nail yet, so they just kind of look more satin. But you'll find, at least with our formula, once it goes on the nail and dries, and it like slicks up with that sound effect. Listen carefully. But yeah, sounds familiar, right? Use a specific base coat, then use the chrome, and don't use a top coat for best effect if you want the super shiny. That's what we did as well, right? So I think a lot of these chrome formulas are probably extremely similar. Not that I cross-referenced exactly the ingredients. But when I see brands previously having released chromes and those are the instructions, and then we started to figure out like, how do we make chromes? That's what came up. And I was like, you know what? This makes sense because that's what every other brand does. So there is some chemical reason why that is the guidance for best practices to get that shiniest effect. But yeah, I do have their version of one coat chrome, except I don't know if they didn't market theirs as one coat. So maybe we just put more pigment in ours, but otherwise it's chrome. You look like you're on the Canadian Olympic team. Do I? Oh yeah, the golfing team. I got a hole in 5. Do I win? Team Canada. Who are you voting for? Canada. Sophia, I went golfing. I was not very good, but I was better than I thought. You'd be proud. You look just fine and you don't look like a curling athlete. I don't look like a curling athlete? Oh. Golfing? Did Ben make you go? No, my sister had a mini golf tournament yesterday. She called it a clam bake because it was girls only. and I went golfing for her, and I never golf. I like real golfing, not mini putting. So, okay, what do I have next? I have more drugstore. We're sticking on the drugstore theme. I have color clubs, which I think we consider drugstore, right? It wasn't mini golf. Clams only, yeah. I went regular golfing. These are color clubs, which I think most people consider drugstore, correct? But because I live in Canada, I never found these sold in my drugstores. But in the States, they are very frequently in drugstores, right? Is that correct? In the States? Americans. We can go mini golfing in Vegas. I hear they have some pretty cool grounds. Maps? No. Quests? No. Courses. That's the word I was looking for. Quests. What is a video game? I did practice golf video game last Wednesday though. Okay, wait, I just gotta put these here and finish what I started with OPI. Oops. Okay, we're gonna organize OPI by rainbow. Yellow, nobody likes yellow. Nobody wants to buy yellow anymore. Nobody ever wanted to buy yellow. I bet Vegas has like cool golf courses, but also every other possible thing. Like they have shows, they have food. It's like the most of everything. You know what I mean? Like any activity you can imagine, Vegas has it, and then it's just 10 times more extra. Is that like a correct enough statement? They have the extra gene. All right, I think this is gonna work out just swimmingly. Perfect, see? OPI is lining up absolutely wonderfully just beside my China Glaze, and they both have black caps. Wonderful. Okay, and then I have my Color Club placeholders. They do, but I don't like real golf. Me neither, but I survived. I like mini golf. Okay, me too. You should play golf with your friends. It's a video game. We played it on Wednesday, but you should play it with me online. But you need to play it on a PC. So I don't know if you have that set up. Hello, Christine. You inspired me to be a nail tech like 6 years ago. Wanted to show my support and thanks. Also, Color Club Halo Hues was my first ever holo polish back in the day. That was an original holo polish. I think I had Sally Hansen Prisms before, like several years before Color Club Halo Hues, because I think Sally Hansen much predates Color Club, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I kind of remember that era. I have a PC to play Age of Empires. Okay, well, you can use your PC to play golf with friends and play with me. And then we can play in the toilet. She has no idea what I'm talking about. There's a skibbity toilet level in the golfing game where you can play trying to get your golf ball into the toilet. It's like a mini putt course with toilets as the hole-in-one, or as the hole. It was a good time. It was a crappy time. Just kidding. Yeah, the goal is to get it in the toilet. And the best part is it was community created levels. So these levels were obviously by children. Are the children okay? They're not. When I was on the golf course the other day, when I was on the golf course, who am I, you? Someone was a teacher, and they were talking about like kids using phones in school. So I was kind of like interested on their take as a teacher, like, oh, you know, is it a problem for you? Like, what are you seeing? Blah, blah, blah. And Ontario, or not just Ontario, all of Canada, I saw recently on the news, is rolling out like cell phone rule changes for students in public schools, like high school, elementary school, not universities. That's not what I mean. But like now, depending on the province you live in, there might be rules about whether kids or teenagers can take their phones into class. Some provinces have it at the teacher's discretion, which is just like putting it on the teacher to decide what they want the rule to be. And then other provinces are like, no phones in class, or up until this age, no phones, or phones from this age to this age are allowed, or whatever it is. So I kind of found that and I think a lot of people don't know what exactly is going to happen, because so much of it is like school board discretion, teacher discretion, like who the fuck knows? And I think it's the first year they're like doing something at a more national level with some kind of messaging. So I don't know, what do you guys think? The teacher I spoke to was very like, yeah, no phones. Like immediately said, yeah, no phones in my classroom. And I was like, oh, okay. Like very, very much. She's like, no, it's just like, no one pays attention to me. No one listens. It's disrespectful. It's rude. And it's not helpful to like me trying to teach you. And so I understand like from that perspective, the frustration when you're trying to look at someone. Like just think of like talking to your friends, right? You're talking to your friend about whatever, and they're just on their phone, and you feel like they're not listening to you. I imagine that's how teachers must feel if kids are just like, you know what I mean? So even if it's not just about like, oh, TikTok's ruining them, so I want to take their phone away, which I don't think is the main take, although some people, will use that take. But I think just the general like, they're not listening to me. So what the fuck am I doing teaching? Like I understand that frustration. But I think this is gonna be really interesting, having never had this problem as a child, because our phones were literally like only useful for playing Snake on the Nokia phones in high school. So I never had this issue when I was a baby. You want me to take a poll? Okay. I think leaving it up to the teacher's tricky though, because then you're basically putting the teacher in the position of saying no, and then all the students will just like hate the teacher, or like try and fuck with the teacher and be like, fuck you, miss, or sir. You know what I mean? So I think that's like a hard spot to put teachers into. All right, okay, phones in schools. And when I say schools, I mean younger than university, college. Let's just do yes, no. I don't know, keep it simple. And when I say schools, I mean class. Like maybe you can still keep it in your locker or whatever the fuck. Like it'd be weird to ban it from the premises, right? Like no one's doing that, I think. But just like you can't have it open in active class. What do the people say? I think I saw, sorry as I was talking too much, but I think I saw some teachers in chat from Ontario commenting on that, so. Or from Canada. Just Ontario, I think, is discretionary, meaning they're just gonna let the teachers decide. Uh-oh. You know, something else interesting that the teacher said, they said, the problem now is that because kids have been raised, allowed to use their phone all the time at home, like not all kids, but a lot of kids, parents like just don't care and will let them use a phone and not really monitor what's on it. If they then go to school and a teacher's like, yeah, you can't use your phone in here, their first comment like their first reaction back is to be like, no, well, my mom says I can. Or like, no, my parents said I can. Or like, I'm gonna get a parent's note that says I can. And the teacher's like, yeah, well, I'm not your mother and I make the rules here. And she was kind of explaining that so many kids just like don't care They don't care about other types of authority. They're just like, well, my parents said I can do it, so I can do it wherever I want. And she found that like extremely frustrating. And I feel like, yeah, that is really fucking frustrating. Like, that's not how the world works, kid. When you eventually get a job, are you just gonna be like, well, my mom said I can take as many breaks as I want? Like, no, that's not how life works. You try that though. You try and say, my mommy said. I don't care what your mother said. Your mother's not here right now. I'm just grabbing all my color club, party in the club, bottle full of bub. Okay, let me read a little bit. That's just called not raising your kids properly. Yeah, well, a lot of people do it that way. Teachers don't have much authority anymore. The 1 year we had phones, it was chill and the teachers weren't upset. I don't know why they started taking them away. Probably because some dumb kids ruined it for everyone else. Like, not all kids or teenagers would be disrespectful. I feel like I would listen, you know, I would understand that if I was raised today in a phone age, I would understand, like, I can't just go like this while my teacher's talking. Like, I get it. But not everyone's gonna behave, you know, for the decorum. There's like gonna be a dumbass. Okay, phones in schools, 70% said no. Wow, okay, that's a powerful 7-3. Interesting. I thought it was gonna be a little more split. Because like you'll hear arguments on the yes side about safety, independence, training them to understand when it's appropriate to use their phone and when it's not, and hoping that they just get disciplined enough to implement that. But maybe the other side's like, yeah, no, kids will not care. Like, they will not get disciplined unless you take it away from them. I've heard some very disrespectful horror stories from teachers I know. Kids don't give a fuck. Yeah. I think once you get to teenagers, some teenagers, more teenagers will give a fuck and understand to be respectful just because they're like maturing, generally speaking, compared to like literal children. But then again, it depends on the teenagers, right? If you have a group of kids who think they're so cool, then they're just gonna be fucking dumbasses because they think it's cool. That's annoying. They can learn that in college, but they do not have the self-regulation skills to know when to use it appropriately. See, I feel like that's true for some kids, but not all kids. And again, we can't really generalize all children. I'm sure there's some 7-year-olds who are extremely respectful and listen when their parents or their teacher asks them to please do something, and you only need to ask them once, right? Some of you might have a 7-year-old who's like perfectly behaved like that. And not all teenagers are dumbasses either, right? Plenty of teenagers can be very respectful, very demure, very mindful. But it does suck, you know. Some kids will ruin it for others, just like anything else. But yeah. Interested in what all the teachers think, if there's any changing rules in your schools. Just throwing these all here. We have so many. We have essays being written, essays. No, not the demure. As a teenager, I think the phone ban is completely okay. Most teenagers can't get their eyes off their phones, and their teachers are being paid to teach, not to deal with kids with bullshit. Yeah, that's what the teacher I was listening to was saying. Let them have it in school, yes, but keep it in your backpack. My kid's high school has a cubby in the front of the class that kids have to turn them in at the beginning of each class. I think the bigger issue is the addiction. They have to always having it on them. Once they get past that, they're usually better with their attitude, right? Yeah. If they're well-behaved and disciplined, the teacher won't know they have a phone. Yeah. But then, like, you can't let some kids have it and others not. If I was a teenager today and my teacher decided to say no phones in high school, I'd be really annoyed because I know I could control myself. Like, I would be responsible and respectful, but just like to have it on me. But maybe that just goes to your point about addiction, and you just shouldn't need to have it on me. Like, why do you need it on you? But then again, I want it on me now at all times. Now I'm not in school, so I can do whatever the fuck I want, but I also understand this like innate need now in 2024 to want to hold your phone on you at all times. I get the anxiety it's caused, but then I'm like, wait, you're right. If it's caused this anxiety, should we find ways to break that down, to deconstruct that anxiety so that we don't have it? Maybe I need to go to school in Ontario and have a teacher say, no phones in class, Shrimply. All right, color clubs all have white caps, so I'm gonna put them here. I'm gonna move Revlon. Revlon, you're getting, well, for me, demoted is like going up because you don't see it. But just temporary placement. You too, Joe Fresh. And I'm gonna start. Oh, they're all on my desk. Speaking of school, I just wanted to share that after working retail for 3 years, I was finally able to start college. I'm studying animation and VFX. Congratulations, that is so exciting. Dusky Jaguar, congrats. I remember seeing in 2011 a bunch of college kids on their smartphones during class, and I was baffled. You know what's tricky though? And a good point that we're not really thinking of is this happens in like workplaces too, right? Like say we're in a meeting, like at a desk, a physical meeting, and then there's a couple people doing this. They could just be taking notes. They could be adding something you just said to a docket. They could be updating their calendar. They could be forwarding something. They could be alerting someone, hey, you're late to this meeting. So you don't know if they're working. Is it possible? Is it possible in a school? Like in university? Absolutely. And I say that as someone who did have, like we had laptops by the time I was in university. So people would be on their laptop. And it's totally possible that you were doing school-related work, typing notes in class while you were in class. You weren't just playing games on your laptop. So by the same logic, you could be taking notes on your phone. So it's kind of like tricky, right? Is it possible in high school or elementary school that you are working on school-related work on your phone or no? It depends on like what kind of a note taker you are. I feel like I don't handwrite anything anymore. Well, that's not true. Little tiny short notes, I will handwrite on my desk. But if I'm in a meeting and I want to take notes, it's too slow for me to do hand notes. So I'm always typing or writing something. Doubt it, but it's possible. No, it's not possible. I guess like I understand the risk of like why allow it if more than likely people will just use it to play games or go on TikTok. Like, yeah, I'm not saying like, therefore, I'm not trying to be a devil's advocate about it or anything. But just me thinking of university, like I absolutely use my technology all the time for school-related reasons. But at university or college, it's on you. If you're not paying attention and you're not studying, okay, then you'll just fail the fucking exam and waste all your money. So that was on you. But you're supposed to have a bit more maturity by the time you go to university. You're supposed to have, so that you acknowledge this and you apply yourself, you know, so that you're moving in a direction that you actually want the outcome of, which is like a degree in the field of study in the place you would like to presumably have a job in. But when you're in high school, like no one's thinking that far ahead, right? Generally. Or if you're in elementary, like, yeah, you're just a child. So you don't have that drive thinking about your future, generally speaking. Until kids can know how to use their phone responsibly, they should not have it. But how do you decide, like, hey, little Ren, you can now use your phone. I've decided you're responsible, but not you, Bobby. Like, I feel like that'd be really tricky. Brain matures at 25. Kids at 20 are usually as dumb as they were when they were 16, 17. I don't agree with that, but I'm not a child psychologist, neurologist, so I don't know what ages there's like a technical thing, if any. I think I was pretty mature when I was 17 and moved away and applied myself. But everyone's life circumstances are different. You know, everyone's raised by different people, unless your siblings are raised by the same people. But so many variables, right, can change why people turn out the way they do or behave the way they do. But generally speaking, yes, you know, your brain matures with time. But I don't think that age is the same for everyone, and it looks a little bit different. Which is why you can't just, it's tricky to just be like, none of you can use a phone because only half of you are dumb with your phone. Teachers know if you pull your phone out to take a picture of notes on the board. That's a really good point. Yeah, taking pictures of notes, that's helpful, right? Versus sitting there scrolling and texting. Yeah, stop making excuses and stay off your phone. Heather has a message, no excuses. The phone rule is board regulated here in Quebec. If the school boards decide they don't want phones, the rule applies across the board. Most boards have adopted the no phone rule this year. Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, in Canada, I think this is the first major year where like all provinces are like making some big changes, whatever it is they decide, but that's Quebec's. Normally they want you to write the notes to help commit to memory. I agree with that. I think it's the best practice to take the notes yourself because then you're more likely to retain them, especially if you're kind of paraphrasing notes and writing it in a way that makes sense to you. So when you go back to review your notes, they are in your language, like of understanding, and not just like copy paste. However, if you're running out of time or whatever, you know, taking pictures of what the teacher put on the last slide or something, like, is totally fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but yeah, best practices for retaining knowledge is to then summarize it. That's what I used to do after class. Okay, school study tip from Simply. Especially if you find it hard to pay attention in class, or you're just like not absorbing anything, it's just going in your ears and that's it, is when you get home, literally when you get home, immediately, same day, don't put it off or else it doesn't work. Look at the notes or the slides or the textbook or whatever it is, read it, and then write bullet points of what it is you're supposed to take away. Summarize the lecture in like a couple bullet points. What are the main key points? And I know it's gonna change depending on the topic, like maybe there's multiple bullet points, maybe there's just like literally 2. But if you do that, you are more likely to retain the information you just learned, because now you actually have to think about it and be like, what did I just read? Summarize it in your own words. Don't just copy paste, or else it'll go in one ear and out the other. So I used to summarize the notes I took in class. Like, I would write notes, but you're just kind of copying and pasting what's being said. You're just like writing down words because you're hearing them in the moment. but then you go back home and you read them, and then you try and rewrite a couple points about what it is. And I used to volunteer as a peer note taker, which was like a program you could do at Carleton University where I went. I'm sure it's also exists other places, where for those students who aren't able to take notes themselves, you can volunteer to take notes and then pass them off to them as a part of a volunteer program. I did it. I mean, that's like, yeah, a great service I'm providing for free to others who would benefit from it, but also it helped me study to take notes, knowing that I have to pass it to someone else, so it's gotta be good. And then I, by virtue of doing the note taking, was taking it in. So if you're bad at listening in class and you wanna force yourself to take better notes so you can remember things for the exam or whatever, see if your school has a peer note taker program and sign up for it, because then you're helping someone else out and yourself. I even did it in classes that I wasn't even signed up for. Like I wasn't even in that class, but I would just go to the class, take notes, but maybe it was tangentially related to like a sociology class. I wouldn't do this in like a fucking math class where I have no knowledge. Obviously, it needs to be something that you have a baseline knowledge in, but I attended extra classes that I was not actually taking to provide this service. But it was kind of interesting, you know, just to kind of learn. Yeah, it's an accommodation request that you can get at some universities or colleges. If you're unable to take notes, maybe there's a volunteer program for people who will take notes and then pass them to you. I thought it was a great program because it was beneficial to both parties and it was free. Christine was a keener, yeah. I also did tutoring. That wasn't free. I charged for that, but it was through our university. I tutored first-year psychology students, but you know why? Not just because I thought it was good to help like build my resume or whatever as I was like being a TA and thinking about doing academia, but when you're in I can't remember if I was in fourth year or technically fifth year / first year master's, but I tutored first year psychology because after 4 years, I kind of like forgot. What is some of the main concepts taught in first year psych again? So like obviously it was easy enough to refresh your recollection because you'd learned it before, but it felt like so long ago that tutoring it forced me to remember the core basics. And then it helped me in the advanced studies that I was doing because I like remembered the foundation that I did have, but like I forgot, you know? So again, teaching in something that you're pursuing is a great thing because you're bestowing that knowledge and assistance to others, but it can also help you reinforce knowledge that is sometimes easy to forget. At least I found that. So any way to repeat, rehearse, retain information helped me. So if you're someone who just like fucking forgets everything, try teaching other people. That's way too much work. Well, I got paid to be a tutor, so like, you know. I got paid money, good student, yes, thank you. But also I was helping my own education, sort of, indirectly. And helping someone else, so. Yeah, teaching someone else makes you really have to know and be good at what you're teaching, right? So teaching in an area that you want to specialize in as a prof or whatever later, like really helps. So yeah, shout out to all the teachers. I didn't think I was ever gonna be a teacher, to be clear, but doing interim types of teaching really helped me in university, in my own studies, even though I was like technically way past that level or whatever. Well, that's another life hack. Life hack, teach others. So I have some pastels here. Let's go from pastels to neons. Do this. The amount, okay, yeah, sorry. Hold on, let me see. I feel like I talk so much about school for someone who's graduated like so long ago, but it's because I miss it. Like I kind of miss school. And I'm aware that 28% of you are going back to school. Remember we polled you? This fall, whether as a teacher or a student, that's a pretty big chunk. The chunk was much bigger like 6 years ago, but that's just based on like our age. But yes, you can go back to school at any time. But still, the proportion of people going back to school and watching me today is lower than it was 6 years ago, which makes sense. Just correlated to age, generally speaking. But yeah, I do like school. Simply, you help motivate me to graduate uni with masters. Thank you. See, that's amazing to hear. Like I'm so proud of you. Graduating with your masters, that was all on you. No one else was gonna tell you to do that. So an incredible amount of hard work, discipline, and just doing the thing. So huge congrats. Thank you, Mountain High Nails. There ain't no mountain high enough for being in the Menchie Gang, which we are streaming tomorrow. Menchie Gang tomorrow, 2 p.m. Oh yeah, speaking of school, I have to ask if I can share it. It's totally okay if I can't, but Carleton University, the university I went to for both my degrees that I started a scholarship at. Remember we donated like $100,000 a couple years ago for the Christine Rosenberg scholarship for creative pursuits and academic success. Or is it academic success and creative pursuits? I can't remember the title. Something like that. But it was basically a scholarship that would award 2 people every year for the rest of time after I die, after you die, after we're all dead forever, because they just keep reinvesting the funds, a scholarship based on partly their academic standing, but also partly on whether they have a creative pursuit outside of their academic studies. Meaning like, are you a photographer? Are you a dancer? Are you a nail artist? Do you make cool crafts or something? You have a creative passion that takes time and you don't maybe necessarily get paid to do it, but it's something you want to do outside of your studies, and it just shows you have this duality of like being able to do both, which is very challenging. So wanting to reward those people with tuition for the year so that they have the liberty to pursue their academic studies and still have time for their creative pursuits. So we started that scholarship 3 years ago, I think. There's a video on the main channel back when I was doing main videos. So another 2 students were selected. I don't pick them because that would be biased or whatever, to get my own scholarship. But there's a committee at the university that picks them, and they send me updates, and they both recipients recorded like a short little video that was just saying thank you, which I thought was super sweet. I'm not gonna share it unless they tell me that I can. But the school forwarded it to me as a part of their ongoing, scholarship the donors relationships. So I just thought that was very cool. I think they were both majoring in neuroscience, a Bachelor of Science in neuroscience with a focus in mental health. And it just so happened that both people who won were both taking like the exact same degree. So, very cool, neuroscience. Simplynailogical. All right, so have some dark color clubs. Let's start with these guys. Oh, 2 of them have black caps. Why? I'm gonna have to put those on the end. It's very annoying. Yeah, sometimes I drive by my school in Ottawa and I'm like, oh, cute. And I feel like when I drive by, in the next couple weeks, it's gonna be like You'll see all the students walking on campus. It's fall. Everyone's wearing a cozy sweater and carrying their tea latte or coffee or PSL to class. And I just have such good memories of like that time of my life. One of the people who won is my friend's daughter. Really, Lori? Like, actually, who won the Christine Rosenberg scholarship, whatever? That's so sick. That's cool. Congrats. Well deserved. That's so exciting. Wait, that sounds familiar. Was that last year? That's every year. Every year for the rest of time. That's how a real scholarship works. It's not a one-time thing. I gave them 100 grand and they matched 50 grand of it because there was like a promotion, like a Giving Tuesday. And every year, 2 students are selected. The value changes. It's like between 3 grand and 5 grand per student. And also that's what tuition is in Canada. I know Americans are like, that's so cheap. Well, that's what it is in Canada for most degrees. But they reinvest the other part of that money so that every year they can accrue a little bit more in interest. And then eventually there won't just be 2 students getting a scholarship. It might change to 3 once they actually get enough to sustain it. There's like a big mathematical thing that goes on with it, but it's forever. That's what a real scholarship is, for the rest of time. So in like fucking 72 years from now, some kids are gonna be getting the Christine Rosenberg scholarship and they're gonna be like, who the fuck is that? So you said I didn't have kids. I have many. There's been 6 so far and there'll be, hundreds more. Isn't that crazy? The other interesting thing is, I think I've shared this before, but I don't know. My great-grandfather, who we don't have the same last name, so don't even bother looking it up. But my great-grandfather was a pharmacist, and there was a scholarship in his name for the University of Toronto that still exists. And he died like when I was 4, right? So a long 30 years ago. So I'm not the only person in my family who's had a scholarship named after themselves. I don't actually know the context under which he got a scholarship. I don't know if like he provided the funding or if the school just named a scholarship after him because of what he did for pharmacology. I don't know. I feel like I should know why. But mine isn't named after me because they're like, Christine is so smart, we're just gonna name a scholarship. No, it's because I gave them money and wanted to, make a point about studying whatever it is you do, which I did criminology and sociology, but that has no bearing on the scholarship recipients. But also pursuing something creative, and that being the messaging. So that's why I did it. I actually don't know what my great-grandfather, why he has one. I think it's just because he was like good in pharmacy, but maybe he gave money. I actually don't know. What's Ben saying? We should make a second scholarship, the Ben Mazawita Scholarship for dum-dums who are trying. Ben? How about one for people who get pogo stuck? If you're pogo stuck, we'll give you a couple grand so you can take that burden off and finally beat the game, just like it took Ben several tries to beat the game. Maybe if he just had a university scholarship, he could have spent more time playing pogo stuck and doing better. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick pee break and we will continue. We're making good progress, but I need to organize this. So go refill your tea, refill your water, your coffee, your energy drink, whatever it is you're drinking, and I will BRB. And we'll run a little ad as their Dum Dum Scholarship. and I will mute my mic so you can't hear me pee. Sorry, Ben. I'm back. Boo. Boo. What did he do? Was he here? Ben. Ben, were you here? Ben is such a creep. He scared us. Okay, well, he didn't have the mic. I heard Bentendo call us dum-dums. You heard it in your brains. Ben, come back? No. Good thing he didn't have the mic. I did. Ben, it's not your turn. Go play Pogo. Get stuck. Okay. Let's finish whatever drugstore I have in this box. Ooh, finally some Sally Hansen. I know I have like 8 different bottles from them, but they're all, you know, spread around different boxes. A homeless man wandered into your stream while you were gone. Who let them in? Security? Damn, we need to beef up our security. What the fuck, man? Okay, look at this. This is Sally Hansen. Sesame Street? Oh my God. It's fucking Elmo. This was PR for sure. And like not that long ago. Look, there's Big Bird and Oscar the Grouch. Like, did people buy this because they wanted to wear it on their nails? I'm curious. Or is it just another IP collab? It's the BBO, the BBBBO, yeah. So these I definitely got in PR. Oh, look, there's Sour Patch too. Wait, are these? I guess that was a different collection. I probably have more of these somewhere. This says Sour Patch. What is it? It just looks like white tiny, it looks like white tiny glitters. Like the size of scattered Holo Taco glitters, but white. It kind of looks like, you know, if you're in a really old building and you paint over the vents in like white paint, and then over time that paint starts to crack and then it blows onto stuff underneath it, and then you're like, what are these tiny little white dots like doing in my food? That's what it reminds me of. The shade name is First Sour Then Sweet. Should I taste it? Okay, I still don't know where to put Sally. I feel like Sally's gonna be like 2 shelves, 2 full shelves. I wonder if I should save Sally for the other side. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. There's just a couple of these. We won't get to Sally today, but you know, I will bookmark her over here. I'm just on the other side, you can't see me. Sally's gonna go over there. Cause I'd rather not put Sally like way up there. I feel like I can leave her a little closer to the bottom, but I know I have a lot, so. A lot of different bottles, because someone's indecisive. Just pulling them all out. Okay, that's it for Drugstore. From this box, whoa, what is this? What is this? This is also Sour Patch. They're like giant glitters. It looks very Halloween, actually. Oh, there's another Sour Patch that looks like the white one, but it's blue. You know what it's like? It's like Be Kind Rewind, the blue jelly from the retro collection, except instead of hollow glitters, they're just white. I don't know if I like it. You actually love that? Okay, see? Different people like different things. It looks yummy. See, I prefer it hollow, but you know, that's just me. That's my brand. Kind of looks like lint. I prefer like when it reflects different rainbows, because then the specks kind of get disguised by the refraction of light when they're like, ooh, sparkly. This doesn't sparkle, right? It just looks like white flat dots, which is fine if you're going for like a matte impression. And so in top coats, not top coats, in toppers, I don't mind matte white little specks because maybe that's the point, right? But in a concentrated formula, when you start adding in glitters that don't shine or sparkle, I find like they do fall flatter, personally, or just kind of look like lint, yeah. But if it sparks joy to you, then, you know, we don't have to be a grouch about someone else's joy. All right, again, just throwing Sally on another shelf for now. We'll get to her later. We'll get to you, Sally. Okay, what else do I have in here? These, no Drugstore. These aren't really Drugstore. Is Kiara Sky Drugstore? I don't think so. Right? These aren't Drugstore, right? They just look like they're Drugstore. Does that make sense? There's some bottles I'm like, that looks like a drugstore polish, but it's not. Not Drugstore. But they kind of look like they should sit beside Color Club. You know what I mean? Maybe it's the caps. Like they look like they belong there. So I think I'm just gonna throw them. I know I have more, but. Booty supply store. It is booty supply store. Okay, let's just put them here. I will finish organizing these boys. Let's do this. have like triples of some of these holos. Just definitely me just like buying triples. Whoops. Anyone else? Anyone else buy triples of nail polishes that they don't want to run out of? Like half of you. I know you. I see your orders. Let's put green. Pink. Green, aqua. But for me, I don't mind having duplicates, triplicates, because then I kind of put them in a row. And I like having stock, and I don't even mean stock like warehousing stock, which, yeah, okay, ignore my own brand for a second. But like, I like having stock of things, even when it comes to household goods. Like, I like to know that we have an extra stock of garbage bags. So when we ran out of blue recycling garbage bags this morning, I went to the closet to find another backup box to make sure we had stock. And then if I'm running out of stock, I'm like, put it on a list. So to make sure we pick up the blue recycling bags, even though we're not actually out, I just don't have a backup stock. Same, anyone else? I do that with like school supplies too, back when I needed school supplies. But like, I'd make sure I have like 2 sets of HB pencils. Inventory queen, that's me. We love backstocking. 100%, yeah. Never run out of garbage bags again with your personal stocking system. And you wonder why I then made my own brand, so I will forever have stock. Can't run out of stock of your own stuff now, can you? Nope. Okay, I'm finishing with some toppers, and then Color Club's old bottles. Does anyone remember this? Here, I will give you an example, okay? I hate running out of things, honestly, same. And COVID did this to us, right? When everyone like panicked and went to Walmart and bought 47 rolls of paper towel and toilet paper. We did the same. Bought cans of beans and whatever. Okay, look. That's their current bottle, I believe, and that's Color Club's old bottle and logo. Could barely read the club, it was just the color. It's about the American way. But yeah, this is very old, right? I don't know the year off the top of my head, but vintage. She's vintage, and I have 2 vintage Color Clubs with the black caps and the old logos. This is very much a unicorn skin, or how I would describe it as a unicorn skin, but in a purple tinted jelly base. Simply, your nails look lovely, thank you. What are we rocking today? We are rocking, apologies for the weird sideways lighting, but this is the Rock Candy collection, some of them. And this is a new green creme with Scorched Earth shimmer topper on top, which kind of from far away looks like chrome, you know? Looks like that chrome stuff that you get at the salon, but it's not, it's this. It's this, or top of a new creme that's coming very soon. But yeah, you wouldn't think it, but this is Scorched Earth. It's kind of the reddish, orangish shimmer topper from HOLO THERE, and when you put it over a creme, it looks pretty fucking sick. But looks different depending on what color you put it over. This is a very, very dark green. Very like dark hunter green. Julie, enjoy your hoodie. Everyone has been asking for, can you make a dark green creme? because, you know, RIP to Monstera. Shouts out to Julian. But this is even darker. Like, you guys, okay, last year's fall collection, Down to Earth, it was darker. Like, it had a dark-ish palette, right? Because it was fall colors. So you're gonna have your brick reds and your modest mosses, and your nightshades. But it wasn't like super dark. So we're doing a little bit, it's different, I think, for HOLO Taco. And it's kind of got a little bit of everything. It's a little bit more spread out. The curriculum is well-rounded. Maybe one new course. Wearing Nightshade and Fallen Flake right now. Stunning, great fall combo. So yeah, this is gonna be a fun one that has a very specific aesthetic that I think some of you academics, some of you dark poets, you know, maybe you're gonna love it. I hope you love it. Especially if teachers are feeling very dark and jaded going back to school this season, you know, maybe just your nails will give you a little pick-me-up. No nails on the chalkboard though. Chalkboard green? I think chalkboard green is closer to Monstera, right? Actually, it's a little more olivier. It depends on the chalkboard. I've seen chalkboards of different greens. All right. What else? Because I said today was just drugstore, right? But I'm looking through bins over here. Oops, dropped a color glove in here. And this is indie, so not drugstore. I'm gonna save that for another day. That's more indie. I almost forgot this one. You can go over here, sir. So, that's all indie. Okay, I have another box right here. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Oh, here's some more. Okay, oh fuck, it's heavy. Oh. Yeah. It's too heavy for this golfer. She only throws out her back swinging a club. She doesn't throw out her back lifting boxes of nail polish. Oh, there, okay. I maneuvered it over the Ethernet cord. Glad you're still here. Okay, this box has a bunch of Nails ink. Nails Incorporated. Which is drugstore. At this point, anyways. This will be my first HT creme. Really? Shocking. Shocking. Did you find that Formula X? I still don't know where it is, but I want to find it. It could be in here, but I definitely wouldn't have labeled it because I don't have like that many. I think I have like 5 Formula X polishes. Should have bought more. They're vintage. Okay, here's L'Oreal. Random. I have a couple L'Oreal polishes. Of course, me would just be interested in purchasing these ones because they look the most specialty. So this is kind of like a weak Sonic Unicorn skin, if I had to describe it. It's like not as blue, but that's the intent. This one reminds me of a pigment we didn't actually end up using in the Shimmer After Dark. Remember I showed you like some prototypes? Reminds me of that, plus just silver holo glitters. They're not holographic. Very galaxy-esque. But yeah, I purchased these probably because I was like, ooh, that's different. So L'Oreal can go with Revlon because I feel like, you know, they can be friends. I don't have that many L'Oreals. Oh my God, what the fuck is this? This is not drugstore. Examples of things I bought and never used for a video, but that was the intent. Okay, ready? If you make cars with paint, why not make nail polish? Here's some Audi nail polish. What? So I bought these years ago because I was gonna make a video on trying nail polish by cars or something like that. And Mercedes also had a nail polish, and I was trying to find a third car brand that came out with nail polish. Yeah, everyone's like, question marks, what the fuck? Because I wanted to review, you know, a couple different car brands and make it like that. But then I couldn't end up getting the Mercedes one. They wouldn't ship to Canada, and then there was just no other third brand, so I just only ended up with Audi nail polish. And I'm like, I'm not gonna make a video just on Audi nail polish. To me, it's not about just reviewing one brand's car nail polish. I needed it to be like a complete concept, and so I just never made the video. But yeah. Porsche did it. Did I miss it? Or maybe that's the one I couldn't find. Yeah. Do it now? Videos I didn't do. If someone knows if like BMW, Porsche, Mercedes has nail polish available now that I can buy, I will gladly do it and then add it to my Audi review. But like, look, the shades are Mizano Red Pearl, which I'm assuming is the same color or color match to like one of their reds. Suzuka Gray Metallic. Suzuka, not Suzuki. Nardo Gray. And oh, this one's really original. Black Sparkle. Like, come on, man. But as some of you might know, car pigments is also kind of why I was so interested in specialty nail polish, because I used to work in cars because my dad owned a car body shop, and I would help tape off rims for like special painting, and they'd paint like the insets matte black or something, and then have the rest of it be like a alloy silver or whatever. So I would help with some of the taping and the prep and the masking, and saw lots of cool pigments like chameleon colors. That's basically multichrome. Or like what we think of as one coat chrome. They have a very chromy one. So they're kind of berry chrome. This chromy one is called Floret Silver. And this one is Matador Red Metallic. It is not metallic, bruh. What? This is not metallic at all. This is a creme. Why is it called metallic? No. Audi, no. Where's the Honda polish? Did Ferrari make polish? I don't know, but they should. Ferrari red, come on, man. But yeah, if anyone has nail polish by car brands, especially like luxury car brands, I feel like that's kind of funnier, you know what I mean? But all car brands are welcome. Put it in the Simply React channel on the Discord. Send me a link so I can find it. And maybe if I get enough, I can make a stream out of it. The bottles are giving HT prototypes. It is very an unoriginal stock bottle, but you know, they probably just made nail polish once. Why are they gonna invest in like bottles? We need more drugstore. Okay, let's just do the nails ink because I have a ton of those. All right, so we'll save Audi for later. Should I put them on the designer shelf? Is Audi designer? It's car. What section is for cars? I actually do have room in the corner, so maybe I'll just put them there. Car paint pigments are a huge share of pigment sales. Some watercolor paints have been discontinued because the car paints weren't buying the pigments anymore, so manufacturers stopped making them. That's such an interesting point. Yeah, I'm sure there's lots of like cross-pollination or sharing of some of the core colorants, like the powder mixes that you then mix into different bases for different uses, right? Like you mix a color powder pigment into a suspension base to make nail polish, but then maybe you'll mix the same color pigment into whatever acrylate base they use for car paint. I don't remember what car paint is actually at its core. But yeah, that does not surprise me. That does not mean they're the same product, to be clear. Very different rules and regulations for what is cosmetics use and what you might paint on a car. Don't paint your nails with car paint. Just in case. I'm gonna put Audi over here. I remember, and I'm not gonna repeat it because it's all speculation and not founded in anything actual evidence related to him. But there was a small nail polish company years and years ago that made nail polish that some people suspected was just car paint. Not good. Not good at all. Yeah. I don't think they exist anymore. I'll just say that. But I remember thinking, as someone who smelled car paint way too much as a child, that it did seem like that could be possible. Not that I had any proof, but I was like, yeah, you know what? I could see where the claims are coming from. Woo-hoo-hoo. And then I didn't put it on my nails. Because your nails are attached to your skin, which is your human body, not for painting with paint. I'm not talking about the paint stripper nail polish. I'm talking about nail polish, or what was advertised as nail polish to be put on nails. People thought was car paint. Okay, these white caps will look good here. Wait a second. The fuck nails ink. Why do they have white caps and silver caps? Okay. I don't even think it's a formula thing. Right? Explain to me why these are both cremes. Sorry, that one's just got some striation. Just, it needs to be shaken, but it's a creme. But they're in different caps. Did they just like change their caps at one point? Okay, that's more annoying. If it was formula based, then I get it. I think I remember that video. I never made a video on the nail polish that was alleged to just be car paint, because like I'm not trying to fucking, don't sue me. But the vanish polish stripper remover is not what I'm talking about. That's not nail polish. That was advertised as nail polish remover. So two different things. And yes, I made that video, but that's different. I'm talking about a nail polish brand who was allegedly just putting car paint into bottles. They're no longer with us, I hope. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this brand by cap color because this is annoying. It's just too obvious. These are very big bottles. What's the size? Why is this so small? Oh, it only said 14 mils? Oh, that's not that big. Just the bottles are huge. For 14 mils? These are 15. Isn't that crazy? How like the size of your bottle can really like, look. There's one more milliliter in this bottle than this bottle. But this just has a giant footprint. Like literally its footprint would be much bigger. So I'm actually gonna store these sideways because I find, here's another thing that explains why I went with the bottle shape that we went for HOLO TACO. HOLO TACO has a symmetrical bottle shape, right? So it's a square. If I were to stamp the bottom, it's a square, which means you can put it this way, you can put it this way, you can put it this way, you can put it this way. and it's the same surface area use no matter what way I throw it up in my shelf or I store it. A bottle like this is not a square, it's a rectangle, which wastes more space on your shelf if you want to see the front logo, because now it's wider. So it's like you can only fit so many in a row. So bottles like this end up making me want to turn them this way, and then I just erase, you end up not seeing the brand so that I can store more. So like if you give any brand that has a bottle that's like a rectangle, I end up just like, okay, you're going sideways then. That's it. And then sometimes they're like too wide on the long side, that they actually might not fit in some people's shelves. So not mine, because mine are quite large, but some people, if you move the rectangular bottle this way to try and maximize space sideways to store more, it's like a little bit too long, and now you risk like tipping off, or it doesn't fit in the rack. So it's really frustrating for some collectors, I think, to have rectangular bottles, because sometimes the dimensions just don't work. So I prefer a more universal symmetrical bottle, whether it's a circle or a square. Like circles are fine too. I aesthetically like the square, but either way, a circle or a square is symmetrical the way around, so you can store them in almost every storage solution and you're not going to run into that issue if you want to see the front of your bottles. So anyways, tiny little things that like maybe some of you don't think of, that you're like, I didn't even think of that. But yeah, these types of wide bottles frustrate me as a collector, but they're getting stored sideways, so. Siate is another one. Yeah, those are actually the kind of the worst bottles, because not only are they like a rectangle, but they're also like a fucking curved, like it's not even a rectangle. Like what the hell is that shape even? I don't know. It's like a rock pebble stone. I don't know where those are. I'll find them eventually. Okay, let me just get my nails inks up. And we will be doing them by caps, and caps then colors. But let's get all the cappies up first. I don't know if they must have updated, I guess. I have these in a box. Gotta get those out. Okay, just hang out here for a second. Uh-oh, we're getting into Christine needs to go on her tippy toes zone. Banana shaped. It's basically banana shaped. Sally's 3-sided bottles are the worst. Oh yeah. Oh my god. Sally's bottles, don't get me started. Don't get me started. That's for another stream. We're having to unbox Sally. She will come. We need a step ladder. I have one for the next time. I gotta go up there. Okay, let's organize. So I don't think I'll need the whole shelf, but let's keep silver on this side. See, these are silver caps, white caps. Yeah, kind of works. But let's just organize within the silver caps now. Go like this, go like this. I think I'm actually not gonna double stack these. Wait, how does that look? No, I need to double stack them. Otherwise it's gonna look like an empty line. Yeah. I just thought because these were so chunky, I didn't really need to, but no. Let's double stack her. Just kind of putting it generally by color, not by formula, so there's random crumbs here, but that's okay. Let's do here, here, here. Blue, purple, blue. Okay, I'll remember that. Like these. Like this, like this. Let's see. Okay, so does that look? Yeah, that stacks nicely. When was the last time you used non-HT polish? Probably before the launch. Used in like a video. I remember the last nail polish related sponsorship I accepted was like a full year before we launched HOLO THERE. I mean, I knew I was launching HOLO THERE, but like a year of me not doing anything sponsored, which I didn't do that often anyways to begin with, because I just wasn't that interested in that. But like occasionally I would if it made sense. But I remember doing that a full year before I launched HOLO THERE, thinking like, okay, this is the last sponsored thing I will do ever for a nail polish related company, knowing that a year later I'd come out with something. Oh, you tested out the celeb polishes. Duh, sorry. Okay, I thought we were referring to like, I don't know, like more generic, like, oh, sharing something, you know, or yeah, you are correct. How could I forget the MGK Undone Lacquer and Harry Styles Pleasing, which, where do I put those now that I think about it? Oh, you know what, like I might have to do a little adjustment here because I feel like those should go together, like celebrity nail polishes. I also have the Golf Le Fleur ones from Tyler the Creator's brand. And those weren't sponsored. Yes, I know. Okay. I mean, I guess I kind of distinguish these differently because I don't see the celebrity branded nail polish lines as a conflict as much. I don't know what it is. I just feel like because those are clearly marketed towards the audience of that celebrity and not really about the nail polish product formulation and what they're aiming to do in the market, that I kind of consider that a different category. So I would do streams like reviewing that, or a video, main channel video, reviewing MGKs, you know, reviewing Harry Styles nail polish. Like to me, that's very different than like OPI releases something and I just talk about it. So. And no, I was not sponsored by any of the celebrity things. Like that was for content. That was like because I knew more eyeballs were on it, right? You mean Harry Styles isn't your competitor? No, he's not. Yeah. Very different target market. That's what it is. You know, if a brand has the same type of target market as me, then like I'm probably not really gonna wanna cross paths with them from my content side. But if it's like Harry Styles releasing nail polish, like yeah, technically it's nail polish and technically some people will be interested in both, but it's like so far removed from what I do in my niche that it's just like a bunch of stylers, you know, who are like really interested in it. It's like if Taylor Swift came out with nail polish, I'm not competing with it, that's ridiculous, you know, but I might review it or share it because I know it'd be really good for the content algorithm because there's so many Swifties out there. So that's why I don't really see it as the same if a celebrity comes out with nail polish. And it's usually celebrities who don't necessarily have a background in being obsessed with and making their content and the reason why they're a celebrity being about nails. When I say celebrity nail polish, I mean the celebrity is not someone who's known and has created their internet career about nails. So you might also be like, aren't you a celebrity nail polish person? And I'd be like, well, like, yes, I'm a public figure, I guess. I have a Wikipedia page. People are aware of me. But the reason why I'm known on the internet is because of my nail polish obsession, not because I'm a talented musician or a talented artist or whatever. Those are celebrity nail polish or makeup brands. You can insert the word makeup here, it doesn't matter. So I do think that those are two different categories. Oh my God, I literally just found them. Okay, look, Harry Styles pleasing was right here under my nose. Are you pleased? And then I found Tyler the Creator's cremes. Wasn't our take that like, why are these $20? I think yeah, that was the take. I'm a talented nail artist. Yeah, no. These stupid caps, yeah, no one can hold these. Come on, people. The pleasing bottles are cute. I don't know. Personally, I don't really like the round balls. They kind of look like golf balls. It looks like you're about to tee off. But they are unique. So some people think they're cute. They look like little, like those dolls. They look granny. It is kind of granny because it has like those different. The one thing I think of when I see them continue to release was like when they first released, this is part of their first release. I was wondering what the hell are they gonna do with caps? Because every cap is a different color. So you're telling me that you're gonna mass produce for each SKU a different cap? Everything I've learned from operations is screaming inside of me when I saw that this is the pattern that they were gonna do. And it does look like that's what they continue to do, right? I haven't purchased any Harry Styles pleasing since launch, but I think like from what I've seen on social media, every collection they come out with has different caps for each shade, which is fucking insane. Because here, I feel like you know what I mean, right? But I could explain it better. Okay, all their bottles are the same, right? They're just clear glass bottles, and then they put the unique product in it. Easy. They can mass purchase, do a huge purchase order of like a million fucking bottles and do that bulk thing, and also have backups for the next collection if they need to fill more, or they could swap bottles, allocate them to different collections depending on reforecasting or whatever they need to evaluate. But if you're gonna start manufacturing caps that you can only use for a specific shade, you've just pigeonholed yourself into like forecasting for a certain number. What if the shipment comes in late, you can't use other caps for that bottle? How are you gonna restock it if not only are you already have to think about the pigments in the bottle that need to be restocked, but now you have to think about the cap? Like, to me, that's like such an operational nightmare. You're adding another layer of complexity that makes it so inflexible to like get this on the shelf or the internet shelf. So they have the resources, money, but it's, yes, and that's maybe part of the explanation why they're so expensive, but I don't know. As a consumer, I would rather it be like a couple bucks cheaper, and also maybe that means you can restock more efficiently. I don't know. I just think there's way more room for like error or challenges. Not error is the wrong word, but like challenges that will pop up when you're trying to get something restocked if you're adding another issue to the mix. It's just like, why, man? There's already 72 pigments that we have to buy for this. Why add another challenge? It's plastic waste. Well, only if they dispose of them. Like if they can't sell one shade and then that cap can't be used for anything else, then maybe. They should have a standard cap and customize the glass bottle to have the brand name. That's a really good point. How come they don't have the name on the bottle? Is that still the case? Yeah, that's weird. You never see that, eh? Like, how would you know this is pleasing? Like, hello? Where's your name? Hello? It's probably all plain white caps, hydro dipped or otherwise mass printed. Yes, you can see underneath there is, like, you can take this off. I did this in the video. I gotta be careful though so I don't. Okay, I don't wanna do it. I'm gonna break my nail. But you can see underneath there's like just a white regular cap, like plastic, and then this goes on top. So yes, but still, my point still stands that this guy has to be unique per shade, right? I don't know if they're hydro dipped. Maybe. But even if they are, you still have to change the color, you have to change it and you have to make a certain number of them, then you have to allocate them to the right nail polish. What if you allocate it to the wrong one? Like, it doesn't really change the fact that you still have to have that unique cap for that SKU, which is an added complication to the manufacturing process, which is already very complicated. Okay. Let's just focus on more drugstore, and we'll get back to Harry Styles another time. Hey, stylers. Okay, here's some more L'Oreal's. These are interesting bottles. They kind of look like cushions. They look like cushions. Actually, those are L'Oreal's, which is perfect because I have some L'Oreal's right here. So let's add these, and I didn't even organize these yet. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb more. Put these guys over here. Let's do pinks, purples. It's hard to do a rainbow when I don't have the perfect rainbow spread from a brand, you know? Which makes sense. I'm not gonna have, you know, every color from every brand, but do it like that. Rainbow enough. She's rainbowed enough. Okay, so I'm gonna save my celebrity nail polish for another day, but I need to figure out where to put them. I think it's just pleasing, MGK, and Golf Le Fleur. All the men's celebrity lines. That was the angle for that one, because that was just what was happening all at the same time. I had a deep hunter green in that bottle, threw it out a couple months ago. Now I need a replacement. Oh, well, maybe I'll get one soon. Is there a reason why GB, Great British Pounds, isn't available? You're just talking about a currency converter? I think what's confusing to international customers, and I, as an international customer, being Canadian, understand the confusion, is when I go to American or websites whose sales are based out of the States, just because there's a currency converter tool does not mean that I'm paying in my chosen currency. So if we have the currency converter tool in like a bunch of different currency conversions, I think customers misunderstand that as paying in their currency and then their credit card will be charged Great British Pounds. And that's not the case most of the time. Like, no, you're paying in US dollars and then you might be charged the conversion fee. So I find it sometimes misleading to even offer the currency converter tool unless it's something that like is part of the web store infrastructure and like you can't turn it off. Like that's what it is on my merch store. But it just makes it kind of challenging. And I hope that you realize there is a difference, right? Like if you're purchasing from an international thing, like you will be paying in the converting. Wow, I'm not explaining this well. Like you'll be paying in American dollars, which I'm sure you're very used to doing as an international customer. I, from Canada, use my Canadian credit card to buy all sorts of different things from the States, and then it just gets converted and it says on my credit card statement, like whatever, US dollars equals this Canadian, and like that's what it is. But you could also just use Google, you know, like if you just look up what is $87 or whatever from US dollars to whatever, and then you kind of know what to expect. But then your exchange rates fluctuate, so it's never exact. And it's challenging. Just international problems. Hi Simply, I always miss your live streams, but finally caught one. Currently getting my PhD in biology and doing my nails is therapeutic. That's so awesome. Congrats on doing, you're gonna be a doctor. You're gonna be a bio doctor, Sammy. You are correct, I am banker. Okay, perfect. As a customer in Denmark, I think HOLO THERE is the best website I've seen handle international orders, especially customs, shipping, and taxes. Thank you. That's very kind of you, because I spent a lot of time working with my amazing team trying to make the experience not painful for international customers, because there's only so much you can do when you manufacture and ship out of the States and you have a ton of international customers who are interested to purchase, which I get it, but it's also not totally up to the business, right? It's your country's government who decides how complex the process and how much money they will charge you. So many things cannot be controlled by the source business, but some things can be done to make the experience a little easier by putting more of the administrative burden on the company than the customer. So as much as that burden that we could take off and try and do like as a pass-through, so we're showing you like, here's the customs that we know we're gonna be charged, but we will charge you now so you know up front, then we will do that. But it's not possible, you know, like there's so many other things that can just happen when governments change rules, they change import regulations, they change the amount of polishes you can import all of a sudden. That's hard to keep track when we ship to 70 something countries. But I do appreciate from hearing, you know, international perspective that you find it a good experience, because I've had many bad ones as an international customer. Are most of your viewers from the US? Yes. The majority of my viewers and customers for HOLO THERE live in the States, which was the main reason why HOLO THERE is made and shipped out of the States, because it's cheaper for more people to ship within the country where most of my customers, prospective customers, live. And I say that even as a Canadian. There's just way less people here who watched me. Only 10% of my audience, like even in peak Simply days, are Canadian, which was the next biggest group after the States. But okay, I'm just gonna do a couple more. Oh, speaking of Canada, hold on, let me put this away. I found Quo. Shoppers Drug Mart, anyone? Shoppers Drug Mart, this one is dead, oh my God. This could be a good candidate for revival by nail thinner. Quo Cosmetics, Canadians. She's dried. Oh shit, like fully dried. Okay, this could be a good one. This will surprise many of you Americans. Okay, this is Quo by Orly. What? You can kind of see it. I gotta find a better shade so you can see. Yeah. So I actually don't know the business background behind this. Like there's probably like an article out there. I never read it. But Quo by Orly. Quo is a Canadian makeup brand that is exclusive or native to Shoppers Drug Mart, which is kind of like a nicer CVS. I used to work in a Shoppers Drug Mart for like all of high school as a cashier and then a cosmetician. But it's like an in-house brand. It's like Sephora having Sephora collection, except they named it something different. Except Quo by Orly, I assume, means that they subcontracted their nail polish making to Orly, but Orly wanted it to be a co-branded thing to get some recognition instead of doing it private label. So they just wrote Quo by Orly on the bottles. So it was like also promotion for Orly, I guess. But that's interesting, right? Did you know that, Americans, that Orly makes Quo, which is a Canadian thing? And we also have Orly in Canada. So it wasn't like, oh, we couldn't have Orly, so we got Quo by Orly. But yeah. And I had a lot of those polishes. Look, here's another one. Also very dried up. But I used a ton of these back in the day when I was blogging. I had no clue. Oh, really? Yeah, right? It's Quo Beauty now, okay. So they oh yeah, I think you're right. Last time I was in Shoppers, They make makeup mostly. I don't even think they make these. Does anyone know? Canadians. Do they still make Quo by Orly nail polish? Like when you walk into Shoppers? Did you buy those when you worked there? No, this was later when I was blogging, so like 2014. I worked at Shoppers Drug Mart in 2006, 2005? I don't know. 10 years before. Okay, where's the rest of my clothes? You know, I think I might have tossed some of them, to be honest, because they were so badly dried. Like, some of them I didn't want to toss, but... Oh, here's my Orleys. Not my Quo by Orleys, but just for reference. Canadians, I can't speak. Canadians got this. I mean, we also had Orly, but never heard of Quo. Yeah, you wouldn't have unless you live in Canada. Hi, Christine. If you have to go back in time of your life, what time would you go to? Oh my God, probably university. Just do it over again, just for funsies, probably. You toss something out, I'm shook. I know I said earlier, I never throw anything out, but I do think that earlier on, I think I did toss some clothes because they were just so old and like unused. But like that being said, there's also some that I kept that are just absolutely terrible. Unsavable, or are they? Okay, I'm gonna put Orly's here for now and we'll figure that out. Okay. Remember I was saying I think Nails Inc. I have some of their old stuff. Who remembers this? Look how old this is. This was a color everyone loved. They were trying to chase after it. This is called Baker Street. But these are old or original Nails Inc. bottles before they changed it. Like 10 years plus, right? This one says special effects. What I would refer to today as unicorn scans, although this base has seen better days. That's just a product of time, I'm assuming, and like the suspension base just yellowing, which is normal. When this is probably like fucking 15 years old. Okay, let's put them here because I gotta keep them with their newer sisters. But yeah, I have some old nail polish. Oh, here's some more. Look at how old they are. Look at these ones. 3D glitter. What is 3D glitter? I think they just mean glitter. These are fully dried up. I could see, okay, these could be good candidates to see if I can revive. These streams are so good. I'm such a nosy snooper. You guys are so nosy. Looking through my old nail polish. What about this one? Is this like chameleon coat? Do you think they discontinued this shade? It kind of looks like a lighter chameleon coat. It says mirror metallic on it. That's not a mirror. This is multi-chrome. You know, this is back in the day before we had universal terms that more people knew. It's vintage, not old, yeah. It's vintage. Some of you bitches don't know about vintage nail polish, so you buy new nail polish today and believe a company when they say there was the world's first. Some of these are so old though, like, would probably never use them. You know, even if I revive them. I mean, we'll see. I think that's a good idea for a stream. Seeing if I can revive nail polish. Okay, just a couple more Orleys. I actually don't have that many Orleys. I don't think they sent me PR. Maybe once. That one's pretty though. I'm just gonna throw them here and we'll get to them later. And on the next episode, we have all of MGK's nail polish. All right, I think that's good progress for today. Look at this. It's almost full. What are we gonna do next? Oh my God, I'm gonna have to get on the step ladder and go 4 shelves up and do the other side. But that was basically the equivalent of 1 box. I did like half of 1 box and half of another. Great progress, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Mountain High. 10 gifted Menchie Gang memberships because tomorrow is the Menchie Gang bonus stream. Tomorrow being Sunday, September 1st. Fall is here. Fall has arrived, I know. And we're probably gonna have a lot to talk about tomorrow. By 2 p.m. There'll be something to talk about. So I'm sure I'll talk to you then. Detectives, okay. Thank you everyone for joining me. I hope you had a cozy unpacking stream and we're doing whatever it is you're doing today. Cleaning, laundry, homework, curriculum making if you're a teacher. And yeah, just we'll see you all on Wednesday. There will be a gaming stream that is still to be determined. I'm also not here next Saturday. I forgot to mention that. There will be no stream next Saturday. Simply has a prior commitment that she has to go to. Well, yeah, no stream next Saturday, but I'll see you on Wednesday, okay? I'll see you on Wednesday. I will see you in class on Wednesday. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to the Menchie Gang. See you Menchie Gang Sunday. And I'll see you all later. Bye.